Hi, my name's Tony Williams, and I'm going to show you how to poach the perfect egg. First and foremost, your pan. I like a pan about 9 inches, 10 inches wide, 12 inches is fine too, and about 3 inches deep. This way you get plenty of water in your pan. And if you're cooking a lot of poached eggs like I do at a time, because I love to entertain, when you put 6 eggs in at a time, the temperature doesn't drop down drastically. Now, what I like to do is bring the water up to a boil and then down to a simmer. I know you know what boiling water looks like, but let me just give you a little distinction in it. Boiling water, big bubbles popping up through the side. That's why they call it a rolling boil. Simmering water, tiny bubbles on the side of the pan and the bottom of the pan. Occasionally break the surface. So once you have your water boiling down to a simmer, remove your lid. And what I like to do is put a little white vinegar into your water. This will help the eggs coagulate and look prettier. Now, if you don't have white vinegar, don't run out to the store and get vinegar. I've used red wine vinegar, cider vinegar, malt vinegar. You're only using about a tablespoon or so. Actually, a teaspoon or so. So, not much taste gets imparted into the eggs. Now, once you put your eggs in, and now I have a tip for you about how to add your eggs, put your eggs on a plate. Crack 4 eggs onto a plate, and then slowly slide them into the water. Instead of taking the egg, cracking it on the side and dumping it in. Of course, you know, if you dump your egg in the water like that, you're going to get a mushroom. But if you slide them in on the plate along with the vinegar, they're going to be prettier and tighter. Now, while you have your eggs simmering, set your timer when you put them in for 3 minutes. Take a spoon and just spoon a little water on top of the eggs about every 10, 15, 20 seconds. What this will do is it'll help your eggs cook much more evenly on the top and the bottom. And at around 2 minutes is where I like my eggs a little runny. And my wife, who likes everything cooked a little bit more than I like it, she likes them more about 3 minutes, so they're a little stiffer. But once you've poached a few eggs this way, you're going to become a master at just looking at them while you're spooning over the water and being able to tell exactly how you like it. Another tip, when you're taking them out of your pan, use a slotted spoon. This way you can look at the egg, move the spoon around a little bit, and you can get all the water off of the egg and then put it onto a plate. Now when you've taken all those eggs out of the water, I like to put the lid back on the pan. This way I don't have to touch the heat, because I'm going to be making another round of eggs because 5 more people want some. Now I don't just do poached eggs. We actually do eggs Benedict. And here's a tip for you to make your hollandaise sauce and have you be chef of the future, chef forever. Although, if you cook these for other people once and they come out brilliantly, they're never going to leave you alone. They're going to want them again and again and again. It's okay the first 5 times, but the 6th or 7th time, gets a little tired. What's this? No, it's not a double boiler. How some people make hollandaise sauce. It's a blender. And this is my real tip and secret to kick your eggs up a notch, so to speak. What you do is you take 2 egg yolks, a half a lemon juice, a half a stick of butter, 2 or 4 tablespoons of warm water. It's perfectly fine to use the water that you poached your eggs in. Salt, pepper, cayenne. Those are the simple ingredients. Throw your egg yolks in the blender with a couple of teaspoons of the hot water. Turn it on low or medium, because if you kick it up to high, you got it. Egg yolk all over your kitchen. So low or medium's fine. They'll froth up in about a minute. And then you want, in a thin stream, to pour in your melted butter. Now don't worry about the raw egg yolks. Between the hot water and the hot butter, the egg yolks are going to cook to a temperature where they're totally fine to eat. After you've put the melted butter in, let it mix a bit, little salt, little pepper, teaspoon or so of lemon juice, and a tiny pinch of cayenne pepper. Let that mix for a bit, give it a taste. Then season to taste, that's what that means. More lemon, more salt. After you've made it for a while, you'll adjust accordingly and think you have it great all the time. Now here's a big tip. The next time you make the hollandaise sauce, if it was a little too thick the first time or a little too thin, if you want to thin it out a little, just add a little bit more water, a teaspoon at a time. But a word of caution, if you add more water into a perfectly seasoned hollandaise sauce, you're going to have to re-season it. So make sure you taste it before you serve it. Then, all you need, English muffin, little Canadian bacon, poached egg on top, little hollandaise sauce, and of course, you're now an extraordinary chef, so you're going to put a couple of pinches of parsley on it. You've made 6 eggs. 6 people can eat those. You can make the other 6, and believe me, they're going to continue talking about your Eggs Benedict for weeks to come, and they'll be begging to come over for more. Well, that's all I got. Enjoy your Eggs Benedict the next time you have them, and have a blast.